Hey everybody, this is John Franklin Reviewer, and I'm back with another movie review, and this time I'm actually not doing like a top 10 or a top 5. I'm taking a little break off of those, and I'm actually going to be doing the Nightmare on Elm Street series here. And by the way, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, Happy 2021. Let's see what this brings us, okay? I decided to start off with a nightmare at the beginning here. Now, I've already done my ranking video many months ago. Now I'm going to go individually on these movies here. So now we're going to do the original Nightmare on Elm Street 1984. So what exactly is this movie about? Well, this is actually about a man named Freddy Krueger who actually terrorizes teenagers in their dreams because of what happened in his past. Okay, now there will be spoilers, just to throw that out real quick here. So what is it that I really liked about it? Well, let's start off with Robert Englund himself, Freddy Krueger. He's not even in this movie that much, but just how scary and his presence, and even when he's not there, it really all comes together. Robert Englund does a fun job on that. You know, one of his very first lines is the whole, "This is God," and all of that. I really love that. The humor from him, the humor from Heather Langenkamp's Nancy, whenever she had some of that humor going on, she did a really good job. Her acting was really good. John Saxon, the late great John Saxon, was really good as the father. Definitely enjoyed Johnny Depp's very first movie he's ever been in and all that. Here, I thought he did a good job, even though supposedly he's not a fan of this. I don't know if it's a rumor or not there. So I really enjoyed that kind of stuff. Loved a lot of the deaths, I gotta be honest. Well, there were two I really liked. I liked Tina's death, the whole thing with her being clawed on the chest area and being thrown up on the wall and all that. I thought was really cool and all that. And Johnny Death, the complete opposite, sinking down into his bed and just blood spitting everywhere and all that there. I will have kind of one little negative about that, but once I get to that there. I really like the story. Wes Craven did a really good job directing this movie. It was written very well. Really loved a lot of this movie. Thought it was really cool for what it was. One of the coolest scenes and coolest shots in there was the bathtub scene there with Nancy and the glove coming up. And Freddy actually pulling her down and all that. And she has to try to swim back up into like the hole of the tub that they had and all that, which really was really cool. I really definitely thought that was a really good shot. So moving on to the negatives here. Now I did mention about the whole thing with Johnny Depp's death. So the thing is, the one thing I really didn't like about it was his death was fine. I think it was one of the more creative ones for sure between him and Tina's death. But it was the whole thing that Nancy was in the living room with her mother, and it's like she almost like she had Jedi powers. She felt his death, you know, and it was just like, how would you really know that? I know it's a movie, it's a script, I get it, all that kind of stuff, but it still didn't make any sense to me, truthfully, there. So I really didn't like that. The one person's acting I really didn't believe was Nancy's mother. When you first see her, she's fine, but then it seems like she really decreases in her acting after so long and all that. So I really wasn't too thrilled with that. It just seemed like it just got worse and worse, you know, all the way till the very end, it seemed. This is just a small little gripe, so people know, but the whole thing with it really, that even Freddy calls himself Freddy, but I guess whenever Nancy pulls his hat out and it says Fred Krueger just doesn't roll off the tongue like Freddy Krueger. And another negative thing I really was not a big fan of was the traps for Freddy Krueger. There were some cool things, especially when he got himself, you know, caught on fire and all that there. But it was the whole thing at the very beginning when he actually comes in the real world into Nancy's bedroom. I mean, the thing is that Freddy ends up opening up Nancy's door after she kind of locks it and puts a little string on there. When he opens it, a sledgehammer comes down and hits him in the midsection and all that there, and then he actually flips over the banister. And truthfully, I just thought that was very ridiculous. You know, like I said, it felt like a Three Stooges to me there. But I mean, after that, after he falls down, he starts chasing Nancy downstairs into the basement and all that. That got scary again. And then the final thing, and a lot of people know surprises, the way the tacked on ending went with the whole thing with what the producer wanted and pretty much almost like, you know, said, screw you, Wes Craven, we're going to do this so we can make a franchise. Really, the way it should have ended was the whole thing when Nancy took away Freddy's powers, and they could have left it at that. Didn't even have to show that Nancy got her family back, or maybe they do show with Nancy and her mom and that's it kind of thing. But not the whole thing where Nancy goes into Johnny Depp's car, the roof goes up, the top, the windows go up. It was just like, nah, I really wasn't too thrilled with that. And the whole thing with the mother being pulled out, or inside the house and all that there. I really didn't care for it that much myself. Okay, so my ranking on this one is going to be 3 out of 4 stars. It's a really good movie. It's really, to a point, it's a very solid movie with just a little bit of those small little things that I really wasn't too thrilled with. Now, so anyways, what did you think about The Nightmare on Elm Street? Are you a fan of Freddy Krueger? Are you not a fan of him? Give me a comment down below. Give me a reason why, one way or the other. Do you agree or disagree with anything I said? And I appreciate you guys watching this, and as always, stay awesome.